Coming off a 35-10 win over Bowling Green, the Spartans know the challenges they will face become tougher as the season advances. Helping guide the team through these obstacles is newly appointed team captain Chris Frey. Chris has been groomed for this his entire life.
Come into football every single day with, you got to have the right mindset to play this game, and I still love this game, and I'm gonna love it for the rest of my life.
He loves the game, was raised to love the game, play old school football. We don't lay down, we don't sit out. When you hit, and you bring it.
One of the first houses that I can remember, we had this hallway in our house with green carpet, and I was young, and I always used to sprint down the hallway, and my dad would throw pillows at my feet, and I'd have to run through the pillows to score a touchdown, and that was my first real memory of playing football, doing drills or whatever. And I was probably 3-4 years old, running down the hallway as fast as I can with a football and getting pelted with pillows, and it was fun. I love doing it.
Big Chris was always a big fan of football, so we knew he would play, and we wanted him to play with the best. The first year, the coaches thought he was older than he really was, so they treated him like he should know what he was doing when he didn't know what he was doing. And every night I would go home and cry and say, he's not ready for this, he's not ready for this. They're too hard on him, it's too much pads, it's too many kids, it's a lot of hitting, I think he should play flag. And Big Chris said, absolutely not. He's tough, he will make it, he will be fine. The following year, when the coach came back, he said, I think Chris is ready to move up to the next age group. And I'm like, have you lost your mind? He's nowhere near ready to move up to the next age group. And he said, well, he's 10. And I'm like, no, he's 7. And he said, all this time I've been treating him like he'd already played for 4 years and he'd really just walked on the field for the first time. So that's when I knew this was his destiny. He could hang with the 10-year-olds, and he did.
Playing against older guys only made me a better player. I was able to play against guys that were bigger and stronger than me, and it forced me to know the game so that I could have an advantage on them. It helped me in every aspect of life. Being that maybe the smaller guy or not as fast or not as big as some of the other guys allowed me to push myself to be better, because I wanted to be as good as the guys that were older than me, and I wanted to be better, honestly.
As Chris grew older, his desire to be the best in football never wavered. However, along the way, he found another passion through a school project.
I got into Special Olympics when I was a sophomore in high school. I needed just some extra community service hours, and at the time, my girlfriend's uncle and cousins coached the Special Olympics softball team. So I went out to practice one day, and it was the best decision of my life, honestly.
He's a huge supporter of the Special Olympics, and contributes a ton of time to that when he's home, coaching and being with those kids that play on the Special Olympics team.
When he started doing it, it was something that he
absolutely
didn't realize how much he was going to love.
From that point on, I really changed, my mindset, and I wanted to help out kids that, aren't able to do the things that we do on a regular basis. No matter what mood you're in, you could be in the worst mood of your life. You hang out with these kids for 5 minutes, and it'll completely change your mindset.
Well, Chris Frey played almost every position at Upper Arlington High School outside of Columbus, or right in Columbus. The guy played corner, he played tailback, he played fullback, he played linebacker, obviously. And he was a 100-mile-an-hour type of guy.
So I started getting recruited as a freshman right after my freshman year of high school. And my dad played a huge role in that, helped me get to places, go on recruiting trips.
One of the things that we talked about early on was, Dad, I want to play college football, I want to graduate early. And we sat down and talked, and I said, look, if we're going to chase a dream, we're going to chase it. And I'm going to do everything I can to help you get to where you want to be. Him and I did a lot of traveling, and we drove everywhere. And I worked third shift at the time, so I'd literally get off work, we'd drive wherever within a 5 or 6 hour range, do our visit, drive home. I'd sleep for an hour or two and go back to work. You know, that was our way of doing what we needed to do.
Chris and his family first came to Michigan State on a recruiting trip in 2012 when they attended the Notre Dame game. Although the Spartans came up short on the field that day, they made an impression not only with Chris, but with the entire Frey family.
We sat down with Coach D'Antonio. The first and most important thing he said is this is the family. This is for the rest of your life. These are your brothers, and we will do everything we can as a family to help you succeed here and way beyond here. If that's the most important thing to him, and it's the most important thing to us, there's no way he wasn't supposed to be here.
You know, I knew from that point on that this is where I wanted to be, this is where I needed to be, and I could succeed here.
And Chris has succeeded, recording over 140 tackles, including 10 tackles for loss in his 3 years on campus. But as one of 11 seniors on the Michigan State roster, Chris wants to focus on his role not only as that of a ferocious playmaker, but as a leader on a young Michigan State team.
Something I really need to focus on, you know, is just being a leader on and off the field. You know, being that light to guys, you know, that are in a tough spot, guys that are going through a tough time, and you know, really reaching out to the guys on the team that, you know, need help.
You're groomed into a leader for your 4 or 5 years that you're here, but you know, now it's his turn to step up and lead the defense and do what he's supposed to do.
He's hungry, he always has been, in terms of how he plays the game, and he displays leadership time and again, and I think he can handle adversity. Those are the things that really take his level of play to the extreme.
Personally, you know, I want to have the best year of my career. You know, I had 96 tackles last year, but I want to top that. I want to have over 100 tackles. It's something that I look forward to, and you know, I want to have more impact in the backfield on the quarterback and, you know, tackles for loss, sacks. So, you know, I want to top the numbers that I've had in the past, and you know, really strive to be a great team player.
While Chris has lofty goals on the field, he also knows that his greatest fans will always be there, no matter the result.
And my parents tried to never miss anything when I was growing up, and I had a huge support system. Not just my parents, but my grandparents, my aunts and uncles were always at the games, and so I had a huge support system, and you know, there were always people at, you know, every single one of my sporting events. And I think that's where it started from a super young age. I always knew that family was important. Something my parents preached to me, something that my aunts and uncles preached, my grandparents. So, you know, I've always known, I mean, that's all I've ever known is, you know, family's first. From a young age to now, that's all for every game, there's always family there. It doesn't matter where the game's at or, you know, what we're doing. I always have family there, and, you know, it's helped me along the way.
Boys are sweet. Come on with that screwdriver, man. What you doing?
It's another busy week for the Michigan State equipment staff. Laundry, apparel, practice, and game day preparation keep the staff of 20+ on the go all season long. However, this week is unique for head manager Dylan Martinez and crew. This week, the Spartans will unveil their brand new white helmets and uniform combo for the battle against Western Michigan. As a tester school for Nike, Michigan State has unique leverage to push the envelope.
It's the first time we've worn white helmets since the 50s. So it's a big thing for us. It's going to be a real different look to wear all white at home. It's going to be a big day not only for us but for the players and even the fans, because it's a new look at Spartan Stadium.
We went over there to Oregon and sat down with all the folks at Nike that have direct contact with our gear related to shoes, jerseys, workout attire, things like that. And it's just a relationship that we're more able to work with different ideas, different styles, where some other schools is just this is what your colorway is going to be, this is what your pattern's going to be, and with us it's, you know, the sky's the limit.
They'll put a bunch of research into it. They'll ask us, pick our brains, we'll have requests, and they'll go through a lot of different stages. We'll go through, design cleats, shoes, uniforms, I mean, right down to t-shirts. Everything we try to keep across the board and looking good. You put, you know, a year's worth of work into it, and then to finally see it, not just in a drawing, but have it, you know, in your hands. And then you do it for the kids, to see them get all excited when we give them a new shirt or we break out a new pair of cleats for a special game. That's why we put all the work into it.
Come out throughout the years, I've always seen a bunch of new gloves, new cleats, and you can really see the evolution of our gear. White helmets are something everyone's kind of been chirping about, really getting on wanting them the past couple of years. So the fact that it's actually here and we're able to have it and wear it at the upcoming games, it's something we all really started looking forward to here.
They're always trying to make it more exciting, stay on the cutting edge really in everything that we do, from things that we use on the practice field to drills, talking about things that we would use for the drills, from equipment to how we're dressed on game day or how we're dressed on a practice field. They do an outstanding job, I think, getting us ready every Saturday. The Western game will be in all white. That'll be significant because I think in my 10 years we've never worn all white here, but we'll have the white helmet as well. And I think it just shows that we'll step out there and do different things for the sake of staying on the cutting edge. I just think that we're not afraid to step away from tradition and do some different things. And I think that carries over to your football team as well.
The equipment team at Michigan State takes a lot of pride in not only providing the best gear for its athletes and coaches, but also in knowing what works for each individual on the team. Building those personal relationships helps them provide the best service for players and coaches.
Just building the relationship with the player, paying attention to their wants, their needs. We could go down the line and say, this player likes this player doesn't like that. And you know, the players are also willing and able to work with us and say, yeah, I don't want these cleats because they're bulky, but in reality, you know, they should be in those cleats, and help them understand that what we do is trying to keep them safe out there and at the same time trying to make them look as great as possible.
We're with them all day, every day. I mean, we don't go to class with them, but during workouts and before and after practice and travel, you spend a lot of time with these kids. So, I mean, they become, you know, like little brothers. You're looking out for them. You know what works for different kids, who has different injuries you want to take care of.
They're always with us in the locker room and everything like that. They're really personable guys, really good guys, and once you get to know them, they're always on your side, giving you the best gears if you're hurt or if you just need it in general for your position. So, like I said, them getting to know us and being around us often on a non-professional note, it's kind of how they get to know our personalities and get to know what we like and what makes us comfortable. And I mean, if we're comfortable while we play, then it makes you just go faster and stronger.
Through year-long innovations and weekly preparations, the Spartan equipment team has had their hands full. Now, with Saturday drawing near, their vision becomes reality.
There's a moment of peace because the players walk in and there's some pride because you just put a week's worth of work into that. And when they walk in and look around and their eyes get big and say, all right, we're ready to go, then you know we did our job, and then get to kickoff.
The Spartans at home wearing all white, and that includes white helmets with the green stripe. They're wearing white helmets at home for the first time since Duffy Doherty's very first season.
What an atmosphere on the field here at Spartan Stadium. The Western Michigan Broncos have made the trek over from Kalamazoo to take on the Spartans of Michigan State.
They were very good last week, pushed USC around for more than half the game at the Coliseum. Bossing steps up, throws over the middle, and it is picked off. The Spartans with a falling down interception at the 30-yard line. Josiah Scott got it. First and 5, Spartans at their 39. Lewerke with Scott to his right. Fakes to Scott, he'll keep it up the middle. He's at the 50, the 45, and the 40. He's got jets, folks. The 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, MSU. Brian Lewerke used that 4.6 speed to run away from the Broncos. Spartans everywhere. He's snowed under at the 20-yard line. Play fake by Lewerke. Stands deep in the pocket, throws deep over the middle. It's going to be picked off. That man again, Darius Phillips.
So explosive, and just like that, he flips the field.
Western at their 47. Play fake by Wasik. Winds up to throw. Hit as he throws, and that will affect the pass. It wobbles downfield. Wasik takes the snap, in trouble in the backfield, and drilled and dropped back at the 16. Play fakes, rolls to his left, caught back inside the 5. Great pursuit by Andrew Dowell, what a play!
Michigan State defensively is doing an outstanding job right now. I mean, they're blanking them on third down.
18 to go.
Play fake to London, Lewerke running to his left to the 40. Ryan Lewerke down to the 39-yard line of Western Michigan. Lewerke takes a shotgun snap, looks left, throws left. Nice grab by Felton Davis. Fingertip catch, falling down at the 15-yard line in the grasp of cornerback Sam Beal. Running backs on either side of Lewerke. Takes the snap, lobs it inside the 5. LJ with the catch into the end zone at the left pylon. Touchdown, MSU. Michigan State up 14-0. Handoff on an end around to Bellamy, but there'll be no end around run. How about Jacob Ponashu? Here's the snap. Looking left all the way, wants to run that way. He'll be hit down, though. The sack for Brandon Randall got into the backfield.
Credit the Michigan State defense. They keep bringing it.
The second half about to get underway. Spartans up 14-0 on Western Michigan. Outgained them 232 to 85. Under Rison now in the backfield. Motion there. After being split out wide left, takes the handoff, runs to his right, and Hunter Rison fumbled the ball as he was hit. It's scooped up, heading down the sideline. Guess who? Darius Phillips inside the 10 into the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos. And I guess when somebody like Darius Phillips makes a play, you've got to expect it. He is a playmaker. End around handoff to Darrell Stewart, running right to left. He's got running room. Darrell Stewart on the fly at the 20, cuts to his right. He's inside the 10 and stopped just short of the goal line. Dropped at the 1-yard line. Spartans with no huddle. Lewerke with the quarterback sneak into the end zone. Touchdown, MSU.
Let's go! Here we go, dude!
First and 10 at the 23. Wasik going to be sacked. Busted through to knock him down. Big Ray Quan Williams, the sophomore from Chicago.
That's 4 sacks on the day from Michigan State defensively.
Spartans go for it. 4th and 1 at their 45. Handoff to LJ Scott off right tackle. 1 and change. He's at the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25. He's inside the 20-yard line and out of bounds on the near right sideline at about the 11-yard line of Western Michigan. Handoff to LJ, falls to the goal line, puts the ball across the end line into the end zone. Touchdown, MSU. 28-7. Michigan State leads Western Michigan. Dangerous Darius Phillips deep for the Broncos. Scanlon's kick fielded goal line near side. Phillips out across the 20, the 25, and the 30. A stiff arm, and he's on his way. He's at midfield. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, inside the 5, and into the end zone. Another kick return touchdown for Darius Phillips. Really fourth down and ball game for the Broncos. That is short of a first down. Check for the Michigan State defense. The defense still pitching a shutout. The final in East Lansing. Michigan State 28. Western Michigan 14.
Spartan teams are never beaten.
They came out firing. They were a physical team. They were trying to come out and run the ball. I think our defense did a good job, and offense started moving the ball at the end of the game. It was a physical game that we got through, and I'm just glad we got the W.
Yeah, Mo.
Western stage in the game offensively, we made big plays, some really big plays. I thought Darryl Student, LJ, Ryan Lewerke, obviously big plays. So, hey, gotta keep playing, man. It was great, though. I thought our guys played a great game and played with toughness. We had to respond, and that was positive.